All right, this is going to be Landslide by Fleetwood Mac by request. I've had a bunch of requests for this over the past year. So we got the capo on the 3rd fret on this. We're going to start out with a C chord. So we kind of have a dum da dum da 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 dum da dee da dum. That's kind of all the open strings with a little 3 here on the 2nd popping in and out. So we got, and then we're going to go to A minor. Back to the opens with that 3 to open again. So we got. So we're going to do that twice for the intro. Let's try it together. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to have some little finger picking in here that you could try if you'd like. I'll give you a little preview real quick here. Okay, so we'll come back to that later on, but let's stick with the strumming for right now. So we got. Okay, so that's going to go for 3 verses. So we have like a C to a G type of thing, A minor to a G type of thing. So we're going to do that 3 times for a verse after we've done it twice for the intro. And then we're going to do another C bit to the G. And then we're going to do A minor. We're going to do like 3 beats of A minor. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll go to that G on that 4th beat. So it waits a little bit later is all that's happening there. So we come from our C, G, A minor, G, and then we're back into a new verse. And that verse has 3 more sets of all that. And then we're going to go into our C again, G, now we have A minor, kind of just have a regular G on that one. Now we get into a new part, C, G. Now here we kind of have a, you could have like an A minor 7 with a little 3 on the bottom down there. So it's like a C to G. Now like A minor 7 to G, C, G again. And then we have an A minor and an A minor with the F sharp in the bass. So that's a cool little sound there. You got your pinky up here on the 4th fret with the 2, 1, and open from an A minor. So let's look at our new part. This is after the 2nd set of verses and things like that. We're going to go into the C. It's the one that goes C to G and then kind of an A minor 7 thing. So 3 and 4 and G, A minor 7, G, C, back to G. And now we have our A minor. You could kind of hammer in this little open right here into the 1 on the 2nd string. When you get into that A minor, and then we're going to put that F sharp in the bass up there. And if you have a tough time doing that one, you could put the F sharp down here and get kind of a D7 chord that way, because it ends up being kind of an A minor mixed with a D7 kind of thing with that note. So you'd have like a C, G, we'll hammer in on that A minor. So you could just go to that D7, but if you can hit that one, it's kind of cool sounding in that bassy area. Okay, then we start a chorus, which is going to be G chord. And you can kind of have a 4 up here in this bass. You can keep the G, kind of move to that F sharp, and then we can have this sort of E minor with that 3 on the bottom. But you could also kind of add a 3 here on the 2nd string on this. So G, kind of bring that one out for that E minor there. And then we're going to have a C, G, A minor, and then we'll have that F sharp in the bass there again. Back to G, and this is like the chorus. 4 and 3 there, 2 and 3, E minor, C, G, and then we got A minor, and like A minor to G. Okay, then we're gonna have a solo. So let's take a look at that whole chorus again. We had G, and then we had like the 4 in the bass. In some fashion, you could put a 3 down here with it. G, got the F sharp bass, we got an E minor 7, E minor. I guess that was just a regular E minor, but we had that 3 in the bottom there. And then we got C, G, and A minor. You could hammer in there if you want. And then we have the F sharp bass, back to the G, walking down. We got C to G again. Then we got A minor to the G. Now we got a solo, same chord, C to G, A minor G. So we got 4 times through this solo. You can start doing some hammers in those A minors when you get used to it. So this will be the 4th time. Okay, then after that solo, we're going to get back in this chorus. Do it again. And then we keep getting into that repeat. C, G, A minor, G. Okay, so it just does that a whole bunch of times. At one point it stops and then it picks back up. And then the last time, it's gonna end on the A minor. Okay, so Landslide, let's take a look at that finger picking now. So we got C chord, we got, okay, so that's our first 8 notes. We got 1 in the 2nd string, 1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 0, 2, and then a little open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our first 8 notes. Try that. 3, 4. Okay, then our next set of notes is going to go open on the 2nd, down all those opens, open, 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 3 on the 2nd, open, open, open. So that's 7 notes. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So. Okay, so the second half again, starting on the 2nd string open. Try that one more time. 3, 4. So nice and slow, both parts. 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna do that again. 3, 4. Okay, then after we've done one set of that, we have to move to the A minor chord. We're gonna go 2 open on the G string and then 2 on the big string. Down to this 1 here on the 2nd string. So 2, 0, 2, 1, then 2, 0, 2, and then the little 1 open. So. And then we have the ending from the first part. So once again, this was 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 0, 2, open, and then our normal ending. So this whole thing would be okay, and that repeats a whole bunch of times. So I'll do it up to speed now. Okay, and then after it does the C part, after all those verses, and it has the little part where it went A minor 3 times and then to the G, that would be. So it just does those 4 notes, that series 3 times, and then it does and ends on a 3 there. So. And then you're back into verses, and then the one that ends after the next set of verses would be 2 times of that, and then open, 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 3, open, open, open. Okay, and that's about as far as the finger picking went. So one more time through all that. And that repeats, and then you're ending here 3 times. And then the verses are the same, the ending of the next set of verses. Back to one of those. Okay, so Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Hope y'all dug that. There'll be a tab, a little chord chart in here. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.